Hey kids, forgot what day of 31 days of horror reviews for Halloween is where I'm at right now. I think might be 6th day. But anyway, I decided to go away from my stack of movies, which I'm still adding on because it's 31 days. But I searched streaming to check out a movie that might be interesting. So I picked a movie called The Spell. From 1977 is a TV movie. It's a bit of a Carrie ripoff, but it tries, to make their own movie out of it. Probably because Rita, the teased teenage girl, played by Susan Myers, is one of the most unsympathetic characters in a movie I've seen in a long time. I mean, are we supposed to be sympathetic with her? She seems really, honestly, it's like a poor rich girl type story. I mean, she's very different from Carrie in many ways. Witchcraft is being used instead of purely psychic powers, though natural psychic powers are present in her that we eventually find. This is mostly from the perspective of her mother, Lee Grant. James Olsen, very competent, probably above average character actor for that time. Helen Hunt, very young Helen Hunt, is her sister. She's not an only child like Carrie. There's no religious fanaticism. Her mother's actually likable. Far more likable than anybody in that family. But, the movie does open up like a Carrie ripoff. Very much so. It starts out in gym class. The kids are teasing her because of her weight. And something happens to the main mean girl. That's straight out of Carrie right there. And it's always suggested that she's causing any of this mischief. I mean, it really pushes that element. This is not one of those 70s TV movies that are normally propped up as being really good. I've never heard of it until more recently. I've seen the physical media of the movie advertised. I think it got dug up because 70s TV horror movies are actually kind of popular in many ways, from Don't Be Afraid of the Dark. Of course, we have Salem's Lot. Duel. I mean, there are some really good ones. This is not one of them. It's not terrible. The acting, you got a solid cast of actors, and they came to do a good job. They came to work to do, a good job. There's a reason why Helen Hunt, I remember her from way back then, and her star was rising, and that's not a surprise. Lee Grant is a solid actress. And even though Susan Myers didn't do much, I mostly remember her from a TV movie called James at 15, which became the TV show for one season called James at 16, with Lance, what the hell's his name? Oh, I remembered his name. The Lance Kerwin, the guy from Salem's Lot. Both of them quit acting for whatever reasons. But Susan was also in Revenge of the Nerds, and I don't really remember her from that. I haven't seen that movie in decades, actually. But, it does borrow a little bit of the final scene in Carrie, not the hand coming up, but a confrontation with her mother. Borrows a couple things from that, but there's a twist to it, a major twist. This is mostly a melodrama about a troubled teen and a parent who is is far more sympathetic than the rest of the family. The father is an asshole, and the sister is just another, whiny rich kid. But is it okay? Is it something I would recommend? It's very short. I mean, if you're interested enough, you check it out. I watched it on Amazon Prime, and it's harmless, but it's not one of those really good 70s horror films from TV. There is one nice little effect where this woman kind of spontaneously combusts. At one point, they had to have a phaco head because it sort of expands a little bit, especially around the throat. I don't know if that was a bladder put on the actress or if it was a fake head or not, but that was one thing that happened. Just probably the only thing that really tried to sell it for, effects. But mostly it's pretty cheap effects and stuff. Everything works out pretty well, but it's not exactly something for me. It's not one of the best, as I've said, not one of the best of the 70s TV horror movies. I was around back then, and I don't even remember this movie, so I didn't see it back then, and there's not much talk about it nowadays, so it's well, that's it for today's 31 Days of Horror. Until next time, stay safe. Always have a good time. Bye.